Stan Gibilisco here. Last night, I played around with my toy, my Windows 10 computer, for 4 hours, as I indicate in I think the video right after this one in the sequence that you will see on my main page if you scroll down far enough. Anyway, if you're watching this video, I updated I'll just tell you that I updated my Windows 10 computer, which I regard as a toy because it consumes so much of my time attending to itself and playing with itself. And it was certainly didn't let me down yesterday and last night. You have to keep after it because it'll shut down and then it'll say, it'll do something that requires your attention at irregular intervals. It'll download all these files and then say it failed to update, it's got to start again, and it'll do this and that and this and that. And it more or less seems as if Microsoft expects us all to leave our Windows 10 computers online constantly, whether we're using them or not. A lot of people do that. They just leave their computers online, resulting in a computer that's being exposed to anything and everything that might happen to come its way online, good or bad. And, of course, if you leave a Windows 10 computer online constantly, it'll stay updated, and you can schedule the updates to occur while you're asleep and don't bother you, supposedly, unless they require you to restart it. And then you'll wake up in the morning and it'll have been sitting there for 6, 7 hours, 4 or 5 hours, restart required. That'll be your morning greeting, presumably. The thing about having all of these computers online constantly is, well, a twofold risk. First, to the individual computer user, that it's an invitation for malware purveyors to get into your computer and do anything they want while you're sleeping. And you wouldn't have the foggiest idea what was going on until you woke up and found the Incredible Hulk in your study reaching out to strangle you. But more seriously, God only knows what could get on your computer if you leave it on all the time and you're not attending to it most of the time. You know, I mean, Microsoft will say, well, we'll protect you from that. That's what this system is all about. Right, you betcha. And we'll protect you from a coronal mass ejection, too. We'll just make sure that the sun behaves itself. You see, I'm being sarcastic about all this, and there's a good reason for it. It's bad for the individual computer user, and it's bad for the network because it places an undue bandwidth and usage load on an entire network, making it harder, making the thing run more slowly for everyone. It consumes resources, primping itself while people are asleep and not using, some people are asleep and not using their computers, and other people want to have some high-speed internet, and their speed is seriously degraded because their internet service provider can't handle the load. That's my theory. Now, I guess my question to you is, because I don't know, I'm not really a computer expert. If I were, I wouldn't be making this video. Is that true? Isn't that true, that Windows 10 has that big problem, that it's demanding too much out of the user, and it's demanding too much attention from the user and too much bandwidth from the internet service providers, just so that it can look after itself and make sure that it's pretty and proper. When all most people really want to do is just get the bloody job at hand done and not have the computer constantly singing a song and doing a dance for them, when all they want to do is for the bloody thing to work. And on my last video, when I left comments open, as I will this time, someone suggested Linux. Someone suggested in the future computers will be cyber implants. And I wouldn't be too surprised, in 20 years. You will be required by Madame President for life, age 90-something or other. You will be required by Mr. President, President for life, aged 100 and something or other. You will be required to have a cyber implant in your body so that it can control you and Madame or Mr. President, President of the body, can control you. In a pig's ass. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Until next time, so long.